Hello everyone, and welcome back to Technically Unsure, where I'm not really sure what I'm doing technically.
Hello there.
Today we are going to take a look at a bundle because I bought everything related to the product, and as I said, I bought it. There's no involvement from the vendor. I just was interested in this page and bought everything that I'm going to show you in this video. Of course, as you've seen in the video title, I'm talking about Khadas, I think that's how you read it. They came up with a new mini workstation. It does have a bunch of add-ons such as dock and the GPU station. So I bought everything basically. Whatever was there as an add-on related to it, so I bought it. And we are going to take a look at it. This workstation comes with Intel Core i7 1360p. Which is, I bought the premium version, by the way. There's two versions, standard and premium. I bought the premium. And the premium comes with the, as I said, i7 1360p. 1360p does have 12 core, but 4 of those are performance cores, which can boost up to 5 gigahertz. And 8 of those are 3.7 gigahertz max clock. And the total thread count in this CPU is 16. And this premium model comes with 32 gigabyte LPDDR5, 5200 megabits per second, RAM, and also comes with 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 2230 SSD. So I got that version. So let me show you. Actually, it's a heavy box. As I said, I bought everything, and I am going to take everything out one by one. This looks like it says 2 terabytes. So it seems like I got the 2230 2 terabyte NVMe SSD. This one looks like 65 watt USB-C charging cable. This is 65 watt adapter. So this is the dock that I was talking about. It's called the Mind Dock. Yeah, Mind Dock multifunctional station. So you will see there, it does have a lot of I/O. I think like 9, if I'm not wrong. 7 or 9, I remember it was 9, I think. And this is heavy. This is the heaviest part. This is Mind Graphics. I bought this as well. So this one comes with NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060 Ti, 8 gigabyte memory. So this is the most expensive and heaviest part in the whole box. And I just wanted to see how they have done it. The portable computer itself. So this is Mind Portable Workstation, okay? And this comes with, as I said, 13th gen Intel Core i7 1360p processor, 32 gigabyte RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, exactly what I bought. So model number K10141014, okay? So that's it. Anything else in the box? Nope, that's it. Let's take these things apart. First, the start of the show. Without this, none of these would matter, right? So this is the main workstation. Actually, I don't know if you can use the GPU standalone or with something else, but yeah, this is actually the main thing that I wanted to see and try. There you go. Oh wow, that's actually much smaller than I expected. And I'm aware that I'm opening like savages, but yeah.
Wow, what do you say after that one? Brutal, savage, wrecked.
Here you go. This is the Khadas Mind Portable Workstation. Actually, yeah, I think I remember it's like 400 grams, 450. So it's 450, yeah, it's 450 grams. And they were saying this is a very small form factor. So let's measure it. First, go with the inches. Seems like 5.5 inches this way, and this way it seems like 4 inches. So 4 inches to 5.5. And in terms of centimeters, it is 14, and yeah, it's 14 centimeters this way, and this way it's 14 by 10. Yeah, they are right. It's very compact, and the height is 2 centimeters. It's very lightweight and very powerful. And this one also came in the box with this. I'm assuming I'm gonna use this with this maybe. I don't know why I bought it, but anyway, it's just an adapter I can use with everything. So yeah, this one, the one that they ship with, is actually input is 100 and up to 240 volts, okay? And output is 5 volt 3 amp, 9 volt 3 amp, 12 volt 3 amp, 15 volt 3 amp, 20 volt 3.2 amp. It also can do 5 amp max for PPS 3.3 up to 11 volts. So yeah, this looks nice. It's looks like a very well built, high quality. How do we open it? I don't want to scratch anything. I already opened everything like savages, so I am going to leave that for exploration later. Okay, and this is a very well built cable, looks like it. Let me take this out. I think it's over a meter, something like that. It's the length, okay? And that's the cable. Let's keep going. I want to open up everything first, and then we're gonna power it up. Let's take everything for a spin. So here is the dock. Without reading the documentation, I'm assuming we remove this, yep, and we remove that. And looks like this goes, oh, that's magnetic. Oh wow, and it's a powerful one. Okay, that was nice, that was nice. Okay, it doesn't fall off. So it's magnetic, and oh my God, look at the I/O. That's a lot of I/O. So we got 4 ports, USB 3 and USB-C over here and 2 USB-C over there, 2 HDMI 4K 60 FPS, actually 3, sorry, and an Ethernet, gigabit I think, from what I remember is gigabit Ethernet. Well, we're gonna check anyway. Oh, there is also another USB over here, headphone jack and SD card, I'm assuming. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, that's the SD card. That's very neat. And as you can see, these are the fins for the air, for cooling. And on both sides of the dock itself, no, sorry, on the both side of the PC itself. There is some also here, I think, but that could be speaker. But yeah, that's really well built. Looks really nice and neat. Oh, there's also a button here, and this one looks like a sensor, fingerprint sensor or so. So yeah, this is very, very nice and well built. I would definitely consider using this as a daily driver or maybe taking it to like as a laptop, with obviously needs a monitor, but all the hotels you go, usually they have the HDMI and a TV. So I don't know, this looks very nice and neat and relatively lightweight. But this bad boy, on the other hand, now I can't say that about this. It's definitely heavy, very heavy, very heavy. Let's take this out of the packaging and see what's inside. Oh man, that's heavy. Okay, come on, come on. All right, let's take this out. And there is the power cable, and nobody needs the documentation. That's the regular power connector. So let's open this up. Oh, I see that. So this is kind of like an alternative to dock, because I see that in here. It's using the same connection, as you can see here, that tiny thing. Yeah, so it's the same connection as the dock. So I think it's either this or the dock. I don't think you can use both. So if you have to remove that and put this one in this in order to, yeah, there you go. Now you have the 4060 GPU along with your portable workstation, and if you flip it around, you kind of have the same thing that's in the dock. So here you have, again, extra. Oh, there's also a DP connection over here, DisplayPort, and 3 USB 3s and 2 HDMIs and an Ethernet. Is there an SD card reader on this? There is. Okay, so there's the SD card reader. There's a USB-C here as well, and the headphone jack. And that thing, which is a power button, I assume, and a fingerprint reader. There's also volume buttons, I think, up and down, instead of that knob in this dock. So far, first impression, I'm gonna say it looks really, really cool. It looks neat and well built, and it's aluminum, whatever you want to call it. And I would consider using this daily. Also, I have to mention that they are calling this Mind Link high-speed connector that they have designed. I don't think I've seen this connector in anything else other than this, so kudos to them. And yeah, you can put this inside here or there, and basically you get a lot of I/O and a lot of additional stuff on it. Let me wire this up. I think I'm gonna go with the GPU one first, and then we can take a look at this dock quickly afterwards. But let me just take a look at this first. I want to see the power consumption and everything with the GPU, and then we do without. Yeah, so remember, you can use this alone. Really, you don't need this or this. You can use this as is when the power is with USB-C. Okay, that's why they ship it with this. Okay, so that's a possibility, but I want to show you the capabilities and max performance, so you can see that you can use this along with this gigantic beast, which is for 4060 RTX, and then also this one. So we'll test everything. I don't know, maybe we can start with the base with no add-ons and then go with here. I'm thinking, you know what? Some people might want to use it just like this, right? Just this one as is with no dock and no 4060 GPU, right? Just this, which is very, very lightweight, still very powerful. I just want to see if it works. Okay, let's do that. Let's, there's no Ethernet though. I guess we'll go through it. Anyway, we'll see. I'm going to power just this, okay? Connect the cables and HDMI and everything to this and test this first. Then we move to this and then finally this. Let's do that in that order, okay? I will be right back. All right, so I connected the power and this light comes on. So I'm going to press this. Okay, that jumps to 22 watts. And let's see if I see anything on the screen. I'm just gonna keep press. Oh, okay, that was fast. All right, so default string thing is here. Raptor Lake, 13 gen, and yes, 1360p. And that's exactly what we were expecting. 8 efficient cores, 4 performance cores, and total RAM is 32 gigabyte, and the speed is 5200. That's all exactly as they were saying in the specs. In connectivity, we have Wi-Fi. Oh, I didn't know. So yeah, there is Wi-Fi as well. CPU configuration here. Can really make much change. Virtualization is enabled. Active performance core, all efficient core, all hyper-threading is enabled. Power and performance settings here. Thermal settings. You guys seem to like when I walk through BIOS, so I'm just gonna quickly do that. And yeah, that's pretty standard, nothing special. Chipset, memory config, graphics, VMD, BTD, security. Oh yeah, by the way, it seems like it does have a TPM as well. And boot devices. Oh yeah, it ships with the Windows. I didn't install the Windows, so it ships with it. And yeah, let's just boot into the Windows. Nothing special here. And once we boot into Windows, I'm going to install a bunch of tools and I will be right back. So I installed a bunch of tools, and yeah, so this is one of the things that I did not enjoy. Every time I reboot my computer, this pops up on the screen and asks for privilege, and every single reboot it shows up in here. And I don't even really know what it is doing. It's right here. Every single time I come here, it's for this, right? But like, why do I need to have this running at every single startup? So I didn't even take a look at this application itself, like what it is written in and what they are doing with it. Nothing like that, but seems like a regular Qt based application written in C++ with Qt framework. And yeah, I don't know why they keep running it on at the startup. So Mind Graphics and other stuff. So it does have some things, but check for updates, firmware upgrade and all that stuff. I have no clue. I don't think it needs to be executed as startup. At least if it is going to be, that shouldn't pop up in there. Every single reboot, it asks for admin privilege. That I kind of didn't enjoy. I have to be honest. So let's take a look at a couple of benchmarks maybe before you know, doing anything any further. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a fast forward mode here, do a 3D mark. Obviously, as you can see, nothing is installed. It's heat is coming on both sides. I can feel the heat coming out from both sides of it. Mostly from this side though, mostly from this side. Very little from this side. Yeah, I'm gonna say the most heat is on this side, not here. Yeah, this is much cooler, this is hot. So I'm assuming the CPU is somewhere over here, or the heat dissipation system, whatever they have in there, it's coming from this side. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a bunch of benchmarks, which is going to include 3D Mark and Cinebench with no dock and no GPU. We're just gonna benchmark the CPU mainly, not much on the GPU. And then we will come back and try the dock and the GPU, and just to see how good you can game on it with the Mind graphics. I didn't mention it before, but they call this Mind graphics, okay? And that's Mind Dock. So this is Mind Dock, okay? So yeah, keep that in mind. As you can see, by the way, the power consumption is 15-16, but when you do something like launching new app, installing app, we see it goes to 33, 39, 40, and then comes back. So I'm gonna start the CPU benchmark now, okay? And you see it's going to 29, 30, and once it jumps up all the way to the max when the benchmark starts, I just want to see what we get in here. By the way, it's all on the Wi-Fi. There is no way to plug this in yet. You can plug this in with dock, but I haven't connected it. So anyway, it's going to start max threads test, which is going to use all the threads in this CPU, which is okay. 51, I saw 51 in there. Okay, there you go. 48, 47, 46, 46, 47. So you get the idea. When you're killing the CPU on this mode, and the heat is here. So when you're using all the cores, all the threads, it goes up to 46, 47. And for a second, I saw 51. So that's the power consumptions that we're talking about. Now it's doing 16 threads test. Let's see what happens. 49, I saw 49, it came back to 47. Yeah, so 47, 50, all right? So that's when you're capping the CPU. I'm going to fast forward now. No need to, you know, wait for this. So we'll come back when this test is over. Okay, so here are the scores on the screen. As you can see, 4,244. And I think that's pretty fair for this CPU. I don't think it thermal throttled at all. So next, I'm just going to very quickly run the Cinebench. Okay, it's preparing and it's already 50 watts, 49, 50 watts, 51 watts. I saw for a second. I don't think I ever saw 52. Let's see if it goes to 52, 51, 50. So yeah, okay. Again, we are going to go into fast forward mode and let the Cinebench 2024 finish. This is going to take a while. Okay, so some of you I know are power users. So for that, I am just going to boot into an Ubuntu Live. That's what you're seeing on the screen, and seems like it's doing just fine. So You will be able to use this as a Ubuntu machine or install Proxmox and use all the cores. As you can see, as you saw in the benchmark, it was going up all the way to 50 watts. So a 50 watt machine with Proxmox or Ubuntu server, you can absolutely do that. Seems like Ubuntu have no troubles running on this machine. So it's not like the other machine I reviewed that was not really running Ubuntu. It was the PoE device. I forgot the model and name. But anyway, seems like this is doing fine. So Ubuntu is doing fine, and we tested the Windows. Now it's time to bring out the big guns. So now it's time for testing the GPU. So I'm going to shut it down and power it on and connect the GPU onto this machine and see how it does. I will be right back. Okay, so we are back. As you can see, I got everything working, and here are some benchmarks that I want to show you. So this is the RTX 4060 Ti, and this is the 3D Mark score. Very fair, that's kind of expected from this GPU. And also here is the cinebench score, which is almost 11,900. Okay, so everything seems to be in order. One thing I want to tell you is when you are using the GPU to the full power and also the computer itself, I see that it goes to 140 watts. So combined together with 4060 Ti and this computer is 140 watts. I'm not gonna wait for the whole test, but just to show you, I'm gonna start the test again so you can just see the numbers, and I'm gonna stop test. I already showed you the score. So yeah, there you go. Okay, 135, 139, 140, 142, 43. Yeah, okay, you get the idea. So that's the number that you have to expect from this computer. And I have to tell you a couple of things if you are thinking about buying this computer. The software is a tiny bit janky. What I mean by that, so the documentation they are saying is that you have to open this Mind app, and then you are going to see the Mind graphics, and you're going to update the firmware and this and that. The thing is, it didn't work. Okay, so what you have to do, what they don't tell you, is actually there is nothing related to the app itself to be updated within the app. There is no update myself in the app. So what I had to do was just go in here, right click on the Mind and click on the check for updates and update the app itself first, and only then and only then I was able to do what they are saying, which is basically check for updates here and update the EC firmware, check for update and update the firmware for BIOS, which I did. They both had updates. After that, I had to plug this in to the GPU dock, and then and only then be able to use it and do what I had to do, which is then it asks you to patch the NVIDIA driver. If you don't patch it, not going to work. So as I said, just let's say janky, but it works. Okay, if I go to the device manager, you are going to see there are no issues with the driver. It's all good. Okay, and you already saw the scores, and I played some game. They are running very fine. Jumps to 140, whatever, but it works. That's what I want to say. Okay, and there is the light indicator color that you can play around and this make changes that you see. As you see, I don't know if you can see that in the camera. It's yeah, let me turn it red, maybe then you can see it. Yeah, you see that? Not really, right? Let me zoom in. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it turns red. If I go yellow, turns yellow. Okay, so just wanted to show you that. That's also one gimmick that they have in there, and yeah, you can use that if you want to play around. The app is okay, but as I said, the other janky thing about this app is every time you reboot it, it's going to prompt for that UAC, user access control thing, like do you want to run this app as an administrator thing, right? Every single time, every reboot is going to ask that. I don't know, hopefully there is a solution for that. It's a tiny bit annoying, not too annoying, but it's a little bit annoying, I gotta say that. And other than that, I'm impressed. It shows you the battery status. It shows you, it gives you ability to update the EC firmware and BIOS update, and it patches the graphics driver card, which I don't even know what that means and why it needs to patch. One more thing I have to mention, you have to put the device in hibernate mode. That's in the documentation. That's very clearly in the documentation. That's fine. But yeah, if you don't do that, apparently it doesn't work properly, okay? Yeah, we tested the Ubuntu. Oh, I want to show you. The fingerprint sensor is very fast actually, and it works. Look, I'm gonna lock my workstation, okay? Look at that, look. You see that? Yeah. So I'm gonna lock it again. Watch, 1, 2, 3. You see? So that works. And also these buttons, as you can see on the screen, you see? I can increase and decrease volume by the buttons right on the side of this Mind dock. These are all work. SD card reader works. All the drivers all came with that Mind app. It installed all the drivers that it needed. I didn't have to install anything. GPU works, fingerprint works, USB SD card reader works, docking works, and you can remove it. They tell you there's a button in back. You have to hold that for 8 seconds to release it and then remove it. Like, don't hot plug and unplug it, obviously. But this is very, very nice. And I don't know if you can hear it. It's very quiet. Let me be quiet for a second. There is no audible fan noise. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? Heat, yes, you can obviously feel the heat coming from the Khadas itself, this computer itself on the right side. And still, there's nothing on the left side. I don't know why, but anyway, so this computer, the GPU itself, also no heat from here. I think this is the intake. Heat is coming from the back and underneath, I think, somewhere here. Yeah, I sense some heat on the side and mostly from the back. So, but you saw the benchmark scores for the CPU, you saw the benchmark scores for the GPU. I ran Ubuntu, Windows 11 works, the Mind software works, and it's using 140 watts when it's used with the GPU. So when it's not used with the GPU, just the computer, if you're using 100% of the CPU, all 12 cores, performance and efficiency cores, you get 50 watts. So 50 watts, 140 watts, and that's the computer. Everything is working perfectly. And yeah, I'm really happy with the purchase. I'm gonna think about it, what I can do with this computer. Definitely you can do editing on this. 4060 is very, very capable. 4060 Ti, I have to clarify that. 4060 Ti is very, very capable. And this machine, super quiet and looks fancy. You gotta admit, right? It looks really fancy. This is the first thing I'm seeing from Khadas that's like very impressive. Like the other SBCs, they are also good, but this is something else. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions and I will try to answer them down below. I can't show you games and stuff. It works fine, but let me very quickly show you maybe a little bit of the game. Okay, so 56 FPS, whatever. Okay, so I loaded the game. You see the FPS on the top right, and you see the GPU and CPU usage and all that stuff on the top left. Okay, so right, first I want to make sure that the video settings are on the Ultra. Okay, so we are on the Ultra, and this is what you're getting, 172. That's really, really nice. Okay, so that's what you're going to get. And yeah, this is really nice. It's very, very playable and impressive. Okay, so I just also pay attention to the watt meter, so you can see that it's using 120 watts. So this is really nice. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so just showed you a little bit of the game as well. All right, so yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything. And also, by the way, I tested very quickly. There's nothing special already, as I told you. The fingerprint reader, everything is on this one as well. Docking is the same, SD card is the same, and the I/O is same. So it's nothing special, cheap. And on terms of pricing, by the way, I didn't talk about pricing. I think this was like 180 bucks. The computer itself is 800 bucks, the advanced premium edition, whatever. And this one is $1,000. So you get a 4060 Ti in this beautiful, beautiful packaging for $1,000 with the dock, which is, they call it Mind Link. So you can link the computer to that through that protocol, whatever they have. This is $800, this is $1,000, so $1,800 is what you're seeing on the screen. It's very, yeah, you have to pay a lot of money for that, but it is, it's, if you want to use it as a workstation, you can absolutely do that. And this is 180 bucks. If you don't need the GPU, you just want the CPU for regular surfing and regular works and emails and you know, maybe even programming, I think, because yeah, absolutely you can do that, because the CPU is very capable, very powerful. Not much is graphics. There's Iris integrated graphics on that CPU as well, not that powerful, but still works. And you can use this to get these IO out of it. Okay, 180 and 800, so 980, just call it $1,000. So this together is $1,000 computer. This alone is $1,000. Keep that in mind when you're making the purchase, and you see the power consumption is very, very efficient, and it's relatively low, right? 100 watts, we were playing Doom at 170 FPS, okay? And ultra settings, all right. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions down below. I will try to answer them, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.